I'm Stacy McCoy.
And I'm Preston Hall. We are physical therapists and strength and conditioning professionals with Mountaintop Physical Therapy in Park City, Utah. We're also part of the wellness team under the direction of John and Kathleen Poole, Ted Adams, and Doug Toole, dedicated to improving the health, fitness, and injury prevention of you, the NFL officials.
In this short video, we hope to give you some ideas of ways you can warm up prior to going out into the field. We understand that once you're on the field, there aren't many ways that you can stretch and do exercises. Despite the confines of a locker room, there are many exercises that you may do in order to warm up and physiologically lengthen muscles as well as connective tissues and joints. We will be demonstrating both dynamic and static-based warm-ups. The dynamic or movement-based stretches will really get the blood flowing, where the static stretches will lengthen muscles, allowing freer movement on the field.
Proper warm-up can really help prevent many of the typical injuries that we see within your profession. Some of the commonly injured muscles and tendons that we see are hamstring strains, Achilles tendons, quadriceps, hip flexors, groins, shoulders, and low back injuries.
We do understand that not all injuries can be prevented. However, with your year-round conditioning and a good warm-up before going out into the field, many injuries can be significantly reduced. As you watch this video, remember that you can tailor the video to your own specific needs. You may need to stretch certain muscle groups more than another. And always, if you have any questions about your health, be sure to contact your doctor or a fitness professional prior to starting an exercise program. Preston, the physical therapist, is now your model referee, and he will be demonstrating the stretches in the video. Most locker rooms will have a stationary bike available. This is an excellent cardiovascular warm-up that will be a great start to prepare your body for the stretches. We recommend 5 to 10 minutes on the bike at a pace that is comfortable but will also cause you to break a light sweat. The following exercises can be done in any order, but a general cardio warm-up such as the bike, jogging in place, or the step-ups, which we will demonstrate later, should be done first to warm up. The order in which we will demonstrate the stretches also systematically goes through the lower body, the upper body, the trunk, and then returns to a dynamic full body warm-up in order to have you sprinting, backpedaling, and changing direction on the field, and hopefully put you in the best position to do your job and feel great doing it. The first stretch of the lower body stretches is a standing hamstring stretch. You will place your heel up onto a bench and drop your hips so that you feel a pulling sensation in the back of your thigh. Each stretch should be held for 10 to 15 seconds and repeated 2 to 3 times. You'll notice how Preston's low back is upright and not curved forward. The next stretch is a calf stretch, and this can be done in 2 different ways. The first is with a straight knee, and this is for your gastroc or upper calf muscle. And the second is with a bent knee for your soleus and Achilles tendon, which you will feel lower into the ankle. Again, you should feel a gentle pulling sensation and no pain. The opposing muscle is your anterior tibialis, in which you stretch by doing a toe drag, tucking your toe onto the floor and pressing your ankle forward. This is also a good stretch to help prevent shin splints. Moving on to the quadricep stretch. You may do this either by holding your ankle or propping your foot up onto a chair or lying onto your side. You'll notice how Preston's foot isn't going out to the side of his thigh. Everything is in line. Again, holding for 10 to 15 seconds, repeating 2 to 3 times. Next is a hip flexor stretch, which can be done either standing or kneeling. This is the standing lunge position, where Preston is pushing his hip forward and feeling a pulling sensation in the front of his right hip. You can also place your knee onto the floor to get the same effect. The last stretch is a side lunge for your adductors or your groin muscles. Lunge to one side and feel a stretch on the inside of your leg on the right leg. Repeat with each side. For the upper body stretches, let's get the blood flowing with some upper arm circles, going 30 seconds both forwards and backwards. Next is a chest or anterior shoulder stretch. This can be done in a corner, again holding 15 seconds 2 to 3 times, or in a doorway, or with one arm rotating away from the arm that's being stretched. to get your posterior deltoid and scapular muscles, do a posterior capsule stretch. Bringing your arm across your chest and pressing your stretched arm towards your chest with the opposite hand. You should feel this in the back of your shoulder and around your shoulder blade. In order to throw those flags, you can do an overhead tricep stretch, stretching your shoulder joint and triceps located in the back of your arm. Here, Preston is pressing his elbow down towards the ground. Last is some incline or bench push-ups. There should be a bench in the locker room where you can try for 10 to 30 push-ups. For all of the twisting and turning activities you'll be doing on the field, it's important to have your abdominals both warm and strong. The best exercise for doing this is a simple crunch, where you're on your back, knees bent, low back pressed into the floor, hands supporting your head, and crunching up towards the ceiling. Try and get at least 15 or 20 of these. Also, to improve lower back mobility and rotation strength, you can do a lower trunk rotation. It's best to have your hands gripping something on this exercise in order to stabilize your upper body and give you leverage, where you use your stomach muscles to bring your knees from side to side. Be sure to only go into the range where you feel strong and comfortable in this exercise. The next stretch is a single knee to chest stretch, where one leg is straight, the other knee is bent, and you're pulling your knee into your chest. You should feel this in your left hamstring and glutes. Again, you should switch sides 2 to 3 times and do each stretch for 10 to 15 seconds. From this stretch, you can do a knee to opposite shoulder stretch, in which you'll feel it deeper into the hip and along the side of your thigh. The next stretch is called pretzel, in which you bring one ankle onto the top of the other knee and bring that knee up towards your chest. You should feel this deep in the hip rotators. Be sure to be breathing while you're doing these stretches. Another way to stretch your hamstrings is on your back, in which you have both hands clasped behind your thigh and actively try to straighten your knee. You may also bring your toe towards your nose in order to increase the stretch in your calf. The last one is called a prone press up, in which you're on your stomach and extending through your low back, pressing up through your hands. This one should not be painful in your low back, and you may feel a stretch in your stomach muscles. And now for the dynamic warm-up. First, you can start by jogging in place. And once you feel comfortable there, progress to bringing your knees higher. And then changing over to butt kicks, in which you're bringing your heels back behind you. You old school referees will enjoy a good session of classic jumping jacks. Next is some hip openers, in which you bring your knees up and out to the side. To prepare you for the agility movements, you can do some side shuffles, in which you're staying low, moving back and forth side to side. Next, find a locker room bench and place your foot up onto it, doing 10 step-ups on each leg. The last one is a simple squat, in which you're keeping your hips back behind you, not letting your knees go forward over your toes, and raising up into a calf raise in order to prevent Achilles tendon tear and ankle injuries. This warm-up should take you between 15 to 20 minutes, including your time on the bike. You are now ready to take the field and move with full efficiency and avoid injury.
Best of luck on a great injury-free season.